Most Finding Nemo, aka you know I need more ammo, Mr. Take a Shot from Big Shot Ammunitions is in the building. And today we got another one. We got another one, people, because the last video that we did, it was an officer that shot an innocent man just because she was trying to unholster his weapon, and she did not actually do proper holster protocol by unholstering the firearm correctly, and she actually popped him. Okay, so very unfortunate. She was fired, of course, and I'm glad that she was. But I took that as a learning lesson. As you know, I'm a CPL instructor. I've been a CPL instructor for almost 10 years, and I've trained everyone from judges, prosecuting attorneys, current attorneys, and more, police officers, active military, former military, the whole 9 yards. But one of the main things that we try to understand and or acknowledge about firearms is that you have to live the universal safety rules to its fullest potential. Now, to the fullest, well, not even fullest potential, to its fullest order. Okay, this is not potential, this is order. This is a duty. Now, what are the 4 universal safety rules? Well, they're universal safety rules to keep you safe. So if you ever stray away from, or if you ever have a malfunction or anything, but if you stray away from them, there could be an issue. And if you actually do everything right, even if there is an issue, you mitigate it properly. That's the biggest thing. That is one of your biggest hurdles. So what is one of the first universal safety rules? The first one, treat all firearms as though it is always loaded and make sure you perform a clearance check. Second one is that always, dang, that was a loud wind. Like, sorry, it's a lot going on outside. But another one is making sure that you keep your finger outside the trigger guard and off of the trigger until you have made a decision to shoot. Also, making sure that you point the firearm in a safe direction, never pointing at anybody that you love. I mean, come on now, why would you do that? Or even just in an unsafe direction in general. Always make sure that it's in a direction where there is a backstop to be able to stop the bullet, just in case if there ever was a negligent discharge. And then you also have the other situation as well of making sure about knowing your target and beyond your target. All right, so what does that mean? That means that even if you have a situation where, let's say, somebody might be trying to do something or whatever, but they're behind or they're in front of a crowd, if you start shooting at that person and you end up hitting somebody else, you're liable for the other person that you hit. Because just because you had the situation here does not mean that other people should die, you know, or other people should be put in harm's way because of your situation or because of y'all situation. So you want to be sure of your target and beyond. You don't want to put anybody in harm's way, and you want to pretty much try to have, if you're going to do self-defense, make sure that it's going to be in a way that doesn't put anybody else in jeopardy. Outside of that, you want to make sure that you are living these safety rules to its utmost capabilities, because if you stray away from them, you end up getting yourself hurt. I've seen negligent discharges happen, but because they had the firearm pointed downrange, nothing happened to anybody. If it was pointed at the ground, shrapnel would have been at everybody's legs. If it would have pointed at the ceiling, it would have ended up destroying the ceiling. If you either had it pointed left or right, sweeping at somebody probably could have died. But because you live the universal safety rules, you don't have to actually worry about that. Now, what are we doing with this video here? Enough of me talking. Let's find out.
Just this week, at the beginning of the week, a young boy, not even 16 years old, was killed because he was playing with a gun. And see, this is an unloaded gun. Right here, Mr. No, empty weapon. Empty weapon. This is a Glock 40.
All right, now I want to give context to this. This is an old video, very old, and the quality of the video is not that good. Okay, so we'll try to, let's see if there is a higher quality. Nope, that's the highest quality that you're going to get. Now, as you've all known, for me, every time I pick up a firearm, what do we do? What is the first universal safety rule that I gave? The first one was treat all firearms as though it's always loaded and make sure you perform a clearance check. Now, usually I have a round in the head and also I have my magazine. I drop my magazine, I slide back, I make sure that there's nothing in the feed ramp, and then I measure twice and cut once. And then I do it again just to be sure. And then if you have the slide locked like this and you insert a magazine inside, you know what happens? you strip one off. You strip one off at the top of the head. Now, again, you see me drop the magazine, but guess what happens? See that? That's a round. And that means that there was a live round in the head. So, again, I racked it back a few times just to measure twice and cut once, sometimes even 3 times, just to be sure. All right, just to be sure. Look up, Marlon, say cheese. Like, y'all see this like a Polaroid and everything like that. You know, you looking over top, I'm looking over bottom. I'm doing 2 things at once because I'm making sure that the magazine well is clear and everything else, right? But when you close it, and this is an empty firearm, since this is an empty gun, it does not have anything left in it. There's no feed, nothing in the feed ramp. There's nothing. Even if I was to press the trigger right now, there's nothing there. Okay, so we've done the check, we've measured twice, and we've done that. Now let's see what this gentleman does.
Right here, no, empty weapon. Empty weapon. This is a Glock 40.
Now he says empty weapon twice. I'm not sure if he's going to check it or not, but he said empty weapon twice. So let's see if he actually checks it. Okay, so hold up. This slide is locked back. So if there is a magazine in here and he didn't check, because I'm not showing that, I'm not sure if he's going to check or not, but if he doesn't check and there's a magazine in here, and if he closes this, that means that he's stripping around off of the top.
50 Cent, Too Short, all of them talk about Glock 40.
Now I want y'all to understand what a Glock 40 is as well. You may not understand what a Glock 40 is, but I'm gonna tell you. When you go hiking, there is certain firearms that you need to take with you when you go hiking. Do you see this? This is a 9. This is a 9mm hollow tip, right? If you were to get attacked by a bear and you were to shoot that bear with that, the likeliness of it penetrating its hide at a minimum is small. Even if it does, it's going to irritate it and it's going to piss it off. What you need is what he has in his hand, a Glock 40. A Glock 40 is a 10mm gun. So the bullets are 10mm. It means it's bigger than a 45 ACP. It's bigger than a 357 Magnum. It's bigger than those. Then you have a 5.5-inch barrel. What happens with the 5.5-inch barrel compared to a 3.5-inch or a 4-inch? It's just like what women say all the time: size matters. There's more gas. There's more of a time for the gas to burn out of a 5-inch barrel, because if it's on a 3-inch barrel, the gas is only going to burn from the propellant for a small period of time, and then bam, it's already out of the gun. By the time that it comes out of a 5-inch one, it's going to be at a higher rate of speed. It's like 150 to 250 feet per second faster, because it has more time to burn. It's like a rocket. If you have something that has just a short fuse, it's not going to do as much. But you got something that could do, and that mug going to do a little bit. It's going to do a lot more. Okay, so with that in mind, and having more propellant, being a bigger book, he has a 5.5-inch 10mm gun in his hand. And I think he just closed the slide.
Okay, I'm the only one. Too Short.
Yes, he closed the slide.
All of them talk about Glock 40.
Please tell me that's
okay,
all
I'm the only one in this room professional enough that
Please
I
tell
know
me
of
that's
to
all
carry
right.
Glock 40. I'm the only one. No more. Is everybody all right? Carry Glock 40. I'm the only one. No more. Is everybody all right?
Hold on, bro. Did that say DEA on the back? DEA. drug enforcement agency as well.
No, is everybody all right? You all right? Nah, that's it. Walk. I got it. Yeah. AD.
Jesus.
Yeah, listen up, guys. But listen up. And I made a mistake. So listen to me. Guys, listen to me. Yeah, listen to me. See that how the accident happened? It can happen to you and you can be blown away. Okay? So guys, never play with guns. See how accidents happen? They happen. Okay, now I'll probably never ever be able to show guns again.
He's not wrong. I don't think he'll ever be able to show guns again because, bro, like, come on, man. You out here, you done shot yourself. I'm gonna give him credit. I think that because of the humiliation and the shock of the matter, that pain didn't even register yet. He's still in shock from that pain has not registered because he took that 10mm bullet to the leg. He took a 10mm bullet to the leg and went back to talking about accidents happen. My brother. The accident was, you said empty weapon instead of doing clearing it? How about making sure that there's nothing in the feed ramp? How about making sure that the magazine well is clear? How about just clearing it? You know, so it's crazy that this is the reality, but this is what happens sometimes. Because sometimes people, and yeah, this is the DEA agent. A DEA agent shot himself being braggadocious. What did he say? 50 Cent, Too Short, I'm the only one trained enough and certified enough to be able to show and use it. And then boom. Literally couldn't even finish his own sentence. Bragging. I'm the only one trained enough and certified enough to be able to use it and deal with this gun. Boom. You ain't trained enough and certified enough, my boy. Because if that was the case, you would have known to perform a clearance check. You would have known not to put your finger on the trigger or even inside the trigger guard. You broke 2 universal safety rules just in a matter of seconds. And then you did you broke another one by pointing in an unsafe direction. Because why would you have your finger on the trigger and then you putting it on your hip? Like, oh, come on, brother. Just a lot of a lot of learning lessons. This is what this is. There's a lot of learning lessons right here. We are learning some good stuff because it doesn't matter if you're a civilian. It doesn't matter if you work a regular job. It doesn't matter if you are a CIA agent. It doesn't matter if you active military. It doesn't matter if you are a DEA agent. None of that matters. You know what matters? Are you living the universal safety rules? If you're living the universal safety rules, you're good. Because there's plenty of times where an accidental discharge happens. Nobody gets hit. You want to know why? They didn't point in an unsafe direction. They didn't, shoot anybody else. Didn't have it pointed downward. Had it pointed down range. I've seen hammer faults, hammer malfunctions. But again, pointed down range, unsafe direction, not pointing at anybody that you love. So, yeah, man, this is a learning lesson. This is one of the most proven courses of action of being able to just live the universal safety rules and not moving beyond them. When you move beyond them and think that you can be braggadocious and you can talk crazy to everybody about what you can and cannot do, this is what God does. He humbles you. And shout out to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for being able to do so, because at the end of the day, we all need to be humble sometimes, but that humility doesn't come in the form of embarrassment for all. Sometimes it comes in a way of learning. So use this as a way of being humble by actually learning and listening to these universal safety rules. Otherwise, you could be the DEA agent. You can get shot by your own self. Cheddar Bob. This is Cheddar Bob. This is what a Cheddar Bob. Cheddar Bob. This is what Cheddar Bob. Cheddar Bob be out here tripping. I don't know why, but Cheddar Bob be out here on some other stuff. So we're gonna need dude to go back to training. He got a permanent pimp lip. I'll tell you that right now. I did see a follow-up on this. He got a permanent limp. So hey man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in and tuning in for another legendary video. More learning lessons on this road for being safe out here in these streets. All right, so I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay blessed. Take it easy. Peace and love.